Earth. Right after birth, I was taught to survive. Now I'm equipped like the first black MacGyver. Pops gave me the knowledge very often, but the streets made me wise. Lafayette was my first place of residence, where niggas pissed in a lot. It wasn't shit, they needed a hobby. Back then, food stamps did the job. You know that brown and white money when you hungry for independent cars. Yo, it was hard. Niggas scramble for bucks. Shooting dice, gamble for luck. With butter knives, niggas got stuck. Little kids cried. Fill up my pantry. We would fight over Mike and Knights, cream-filled cookies and penny candy. The milkman came in handy every week. He gave us free cheese, a carton of eggs so we could eat. At night, it was hard to get sleep. All you heard was gunshots in this cold world. Niggas turned up the heat. Mommy told me crime was for the weak. She said, mind your own business. Pay attention and listen before you speak. Take heed and you will do well. Then my mother got murdered, copped us a house, and got us out of that hell. Well, who goes there? Who wanna be him when I die? Put my body on display at the museum. Help me send my soul to freedom. Embrace the children and you teach how I sold out stadiums and coliseums. Who is this? Who goes there? Who wanna be him when I die? Put my body on display at the museum.
Hey, yo.
Embrace the children and you teach.
You listening to my man D Easy right now, BMG in the building. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting show today. Hold up. We got to get to this. We got to handle this. Listen. So we got numerous topics, right? We're gonna go in on Drake. I'm gonna break some things down that I haven't seen most people do. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about Trump and black Republicans. We're gonna get in the Lupe fiasco. We're gonna deal with the owl that Drake deals with, you know what I'm saying, his logo, and also over intellectualizing hip hop, right? So I told my man Beatty, Nathaniel Beatty on Facebook, right? Because you know what I mean, he a pro-Trump dude, you feel me? And at the end of the day, I started seeing people go in on my man, but he had some valid points and he was putting up some facts, right? So I said, yo, I'm gonna hold you down, you know what I mean? Like, I got you, Beatty, you know what I mean? So I told him I was gonna hold him down. We was gonna hold him down on his live. So this is my thing. I feel like when you know history, you know, it's just certain movement, you know what I mean, that you don't do. You move a certain way, you know what I'm saying? So when people talk about this political stuff going on, right? They always talk about the main two, Democrats, Republicans. But you got the libertarian, the T, and the independent, right? So you have three other ones to deal with. And my thing is like, yo, why is everybody so fixated on those two? And I feel like if those two are giving you a problem, it's time to go to option 3, 4, 5. You feel me? Use your other 3. Explore those. We might do better. You know what I'm saying? But so many people are just fixated on just doing that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. And most black people of today, let me just say this, the Democratic Party is not the same. It's not. Give it up. Leave it alone. The first political party that black people dealt with technically was Republican. And you keep seeing Trump deal with black people, he's Republican. And right now, the way I see the Democratic Party, or the people that, you know, deal with democracy and all that, you know, I mean, yeah, good job. But this is my thing. You are letting these people think for you. They tell you how to raise your children, whether they need shots or not, all that. Like you don't know what to do as a parent. Right. And then the first thing is, like, as soon as you born as a black person, you supposed to come out Democrat and Christian. I mean, let's just be real, right? Now, study the history. A lot of key figures that helped advance the black race in America were Republican. Now, like I said, I ain't gonna take too much longer on this. I don't want to go all day on this, right? But let me go ahead and go to that screen. Boom. I'm going to go to that screen and I'm going to show and prove something to the peoples, man. All right. Because, like I said, we deal with facts over here, right? We deal with facts. And see, the thing about Republicans, from my understanding, businesses, you know what I'm saying? Business, right? So entrepreneurship, you know what I mean? Because once you hit a certain tax bracket and all that, you know what I mean? I don't want to say too much because I'm, like I said, I'm not trying to get too political with anything. But hold up, boom, here we go. All right. So it says, did you know every one of these famous, right, civil rights figures was a Republican? And then you have over here National Black Republican Association. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Republican. So, I'm just more or less like all this Democrat talk, right? And then you look at the state of Black people, we have less businesses. And then some of the businesses that we do have really don't really serve people anyway. So, you know what I mean? It's like, what real businesses do we have? And I brought that up, so it's like, you're not in the Republican Party anymore. So therefore, you're just the worker.
Just the worker.
You just the worker. What they gonna give us? Look. They put a Black woman in the Supreme Court shit, right? But how does that help everybody else up? Did it help my pockets, bro? And no disrespect. You understand what I'm saying? No disrespect, because that's an achievement. What I'm saying is that one achievement does not speak for every last one of us. It doesn't. That's the reality of it. You understand what I'm saying? It's just the reality.
It's just I don't know. For the most part, it's just people miss the bigger picture. But like, and a lot of things is that goes around. I feel like a lot of things we see them every day, but we're brainwashed to not specifically look at the main thing there. Like we're forced to look at everything on the outside, but the attention is being diverted away from what's really going on at the end of the day.
Right.
And I just feel like as a whole, people need to wake up and see what's going on, because things have been moving the way that they have been for a while, a long time. Very long time. But I mean, that's just my take on it.
Hey, look, man, your take on it is a big thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Voice power, you feel me? But you know what I'm saying? It's like I just look at the state of us. We don't own anything. And everybody it just seemed like, hey, take care of me. You understand what I'm saying? And then give little advancements, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is like, do you want to be a worker or do you want to have your own? You can't pass down a job to your child. That's all I'm gonna say. And you talk about Black wealth and all that and Black excellence.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you can't pass the job down. They lay off on them things.
I just feel like voices aren't heard enough, in the sense of we have people that are woke to it, and we have people that see things for the way that they are, but we don't have enough voices.
No, we don't.
A lot.
Wait a minute. Not to cut you off. We got too many voices, but not the right one.
We don't have the right voices, right? But I think we don't have enough voices because we don't have enough voices that's really channeling on what's happening, like what's the main thing behind the closed door, right?
Facts, bro. Facts.
Like it's a lot of people out here that speak on it or try to speak on it, but
Right.
they're not really expressing what's really behind that closed door. They gotta be around it, and a lot of people feel like they have to censor themselves because of who's watching, you know.
Facts.
So
Facts, bro.
yeah, not a lot. And I feel like, in all honesty, if
Mm-hmm.
all voices was heard,
Mm-hmm.
there'd be an uproar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right,
So
hold up. Wait, not to cut you off. Let me
no,
let him speak his piece real quick, right? Because
yeah,
I just want to drop this bomb real quick for the people. Let's go.
Black Republicans and the role in it. Dinesh D'Souza has even made an entire documentary on this topic of a true history. And if you go to the MBRA's website, you'll see not just modern day politics, but you'll see a civil rights history test, the true history of the civil rights explained link. You'll also see this meme here. Did you know every one of these famous civil rights figures was a Republican? So the top three, Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass, and Harriet Tubman, are all from a different era of politics, as is George Washington Carver. And then the last two people on the list, Mary McLeod Bethune and A. Philip Randolph, aren't even Republicans. Mary McLeod Bethune is a New Deal Democrat, and A. Philip Randolph is a socialist. And the MBRA also, about a decade ago, launched a massive billboard campaign, purchasing over 50 billboards across the country. Pictured here, Did You Know Martin Luther King Jr. was a Republican? Of course, all this history, it might be right about Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman voting Republican at one time during an age of a different Republican Party.
Right.
But of course, this is very misleading history, right? There is an obsession of history among modern day Black Republicans. Candace Owens is very frequently talking about a true, quote unquote, true history of Black Republicans and a true history of the civil rights movement that includes significant Republican participation. But you'll also notice from this list here, there's no one actually from the civil rights era on this list. You'll also notice, if you know anything about Black politics in the 1960s, the most powerful African-American in the country was Edward Brooke, a Republican from Massachusetts who was a United States senator. And he's curiously also missing from this list. So I don't think it's just ignorance on the part of contemporary Black Republicans, at least who make up the MBRA.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop that right there because, like I said, I don't want to go too deep into it. But check out Black Republicans in the Civil Rights Movement, right? And this is on Emory University. I'm gonna subscribe. I like that information. So, yeah, check that out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That right there, you go deeper into it, right? You'll see that there was something that happened during the Civil Rights Movement that created a shift. And Martin Luther King did admit, I led my people into a burning house. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and it's more to that. But Beatty, I told you I had you. You know what I'm saying? We was over here building about it. You know what I mean? And we presented facts. Like, most people don't know this. But at the same time, it's like, if the beginning of our economic roots was Republican, basically, then why not go back to being Republican, especially now, right? But because people don't like these people and they have personal issues, which you really don't even know these people. You only hear what you're being told. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Propaganda. You know what I mean? So it's just like everybody's going to say something about somebody in this shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like, when I think about it, it's a show now. Politics are different. You have social media and a lot of things that people are holding against presidents, whether Democrat or Republican, is based really, to me, I'm saying to me, based off social media. Before social media, you didn't have too much of these personal opinions. You just knew that this person did this at this time, and it was just basically just the facts about the person, some skewed or not skewed, but for the most part, it wasn't this emotional.
Right.
You feel me? So yeah, that's what I'll say about that. But people, we're gonna get into, let's see here. Yo, I'm gonna get into Lupe real quick because I'm gonna leave Drake for the last part. I'm gonna get into Lupe. This is gonna blow your mind. Dame Dash wants to sell his share, right, of the Reasonable Doubt album.
What?
Yeah, but Lupe said Drake should buy it.
Why?
He sure did. He sure did. Hold up, let me find it real quick.
What does that even have anything to do with Drake?
Well, this is what I mean by over intellectualizing hip hop, right? Lupe, he teaches at MIT the hip hop course. And shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I wish I could do that, you know what I mean? But my thing is, like, when you listen to him and his reasoning, and we've been doing hip hop for a very, 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 very long time, infinite. And my thing is, I hear people spin on hip hop, and what I mean by over intellectualizing is, like, for one, they talk about the bars and the double entendres and this, that, and the third or whatever. That's cool. But me personally, I never wrote like 16. I mean, I never did bars. Every time y'all hear my music, I just write. And instinctively, it shows up that way. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when I hear, certain people industry-wise talk about things in the capacity the way that Curtis King is dealing with Lupe, it's basically like the violence in the rhymes and stuff, right? Hip hop has had violence in his music since I can't even remember. It's been that long. But it's how you do it. Sometimes it's not what you say. You know what I'm saying? It's how you say it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you find different ways to say things, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I know some people tired of the violence, but you can't. And I think one of the reasons why is because of mainstream. Because mainstream is done, for the most part, to me, it's not done tastefully. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, it's just trash to me. You know what I mean? Like, people know how I feel about it. It's just trash. But I'm gonna let Curtis King get into this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, y'all, so like, share, subscribe to Curtis King's channel. You know what I mean? Curtis King TV. Here we go.
Here, I happen to see it on Instagram first. The first question I have for you goes around a comment that I believe you left on Dame Dash's page, where he's been trying to sell off publicly. He's been saying he wants to sell off that 1/3 share that he owns of the Reasonable Doubt album.
Yeah.
So here you have
for years, though.
For years, right?
Hold on. But for years, he's been trying to do that for years.
Sure,
right?
Absolutely.
I remember during the pandemic when the NFTs and all that stuff was popping, he wanted to turn it into an NFT.
Remember that?
Right? You remember that or no?
Yes, absolutely.
You remember it or no?
No, we covered that.
So
absolutely.
Dame been kind of like moving weird with Reasonable Doubt. And just to be clear, I love Dame. I was gonna sign on Rockefeller Records back in the day.
Right.
So I know Dame. I appreciate. I look at him as a mentor in the space, as an OG in the space. That's why I follow him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at my Instagram, I don't really follow too many niggas. But Dame Dash is one of those dudes. I think we share definitely similar opinions on people like Lior, and different people like that.
Sure.
So yeah, that's kind of like hopefully some background for folks. But yeah, Dame been trying to sell or like get rid of Reasonable Doubt for years, but he won't sell it to Jay.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
You know,
I've heard that
so,
mentioned a
yeah,
few times.
that he will not sell it to Jay-Z.
Right.
So it's like, all right, cool. You don't want to sell it to Jay. Jay could easily buy it, or you could easily just keep it, but he wants to sell it. And to each his own. That is his shit.
Sure.
He put it together. My first opinion. Can you read that comment if you have
Yeah,
it up,
so
the whole thing?
I have this here, and they got it quoted here on Double XL. Is that cool if I pull from here, or do you want me to go to the page just to make sure
But
the
just so
context is
just
right?
go. I mean, I deleted it off Dame page, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
But just so people know, how long ago was this? Like 4 or 5 days ago?
Yeah, it's a couple of days ago, and they have the actual full quote here. I mean, you could tell me if there's
Right,
anything wrong with that.
So just so people know, Dame posted on Instagram that he was trying to sell Reasonable Doubt, a third of it. Serious inquiries only. That was his post, right? I just want other people to say it so people don't think I'm making this up.
Right. So it even talk about an article too, and they said that you basically added Champagne Poppy with Drake. You said
no. Forget the article for real quick.
Yeah.
Because who's the article from?
That's Double XL.
Double XL. Okay.
Yeah.
You go to Dame's Instagram.
Okay, we'll go there
and see if it's still up.
Well, he says in here that it's a deleted comment, is what they're saying.
Mind, I want you to read Dame's
for the context. Okay.
If Dame's post is still up.
Got you.
On Instagram. My comment, I deleted my comment. I'll tell you why, but the comment is
hold up. But now listen. By him even saying that he thinks that Drake should buy it, you know, Dame should sell it to Drake. Now, all of us know what he's been doing as far as for like Tupac, Ring, now the car, the basically not the actual car, but people were saying like, yo, he gonna do it. He probably wind up getting the actual car in the long run.
Right.
You know, Pharrell's chains, the G Unit spinner. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing things, you feel me? And people feel like he's not really honoring the culture the way he's doing it, the way he's buying this stuff, right? And, you know, they're saying that the reasons why he's doing it are basically negative. So this is my thing. A lot of people are saying that, and I'm not talking about just like people like us or whatever. I mean like industry people, right? But you have this guy who teaches at MIT, teaches hip hop at MIT, right? And he says, and this is all opinionated, he says, what he just said, he thinks Drake, Champagne Poppy should have it. You feel me? So, you know, wait a minute. I'm gonna let him get into this real quick. Hold up, wait a minute. Just listen to this.
Double XL should be correct if they screen captured it, but I just want to see if the Dame post is there so people know.
All right, so I'm running through these right now. Here it is. Okay, so it says in the caption, Dame says the shit is for sale, 1/3, only real inquiries only.
Okay. So I want to ask you a question first.
Sure.
What do you think about that?
I hate to see this thing play out publicly. But as I start to understand, because like I said, we've covered some of these stories. I know these individuals. I've met Dame a few times while he was on tour with Murs. So I don't know him like that, but I hate to see the way that this thing is played out publicly, because seeing it be on his platform is discouraging, especially for something that is such a cherished heirloom in the culture. Like, to me, this is one of the classic albums of all time. To have it to where a third of it is out there to the highest bidder and it's in an Instagram post is discouraging to see. As a fan, as an artist, all that.
So I learned how to rap because of Reasonable Doubt.
Sure.
My first raps that I used to write, when I was writing like, I really want to be a rapper, we didn't have instrumentals. And this is back in 1998.
Okay.
And I had a dub tape of Reasonable Doubt. And I eventually got my first copy of Reasonable Doubt from a pawn shop for like $1.50 out in the South Chicago.
Okay.
But I learned how to rap literally writing over full songs from Reasonable Doubt. So I would just write over Can I Live. right? Or I would write over the evils, right? And that was kind of like my instrumentals and beats. And that's how I learned how to rap. When I first started rapping, I didn't used to write to beats, right? I used to write. So Reasonable Doubt for me is kind of like my first rap notebook, right? So you just told me what it means to you, right?
Well, not the album, but what is that? You're asking me what does the album mean to me? Or are you asking me what seeing this play out the way that it is? That's what I was reacting to.
Yeah, you just kind of mentioned though, like this what the album is pivotal. It's a moment in hip hop. It's this, that, and the third, right? Yeah, and that kind of leads into why you feel like this is discouraging to see it kind of presented like this.
Well, for me as a fan, that album is funny enough. Back when Ab-Soul was recording in my grandmother's patio, he was the one that told me I need to go revisit this project because he's working at Magic Distiller at the time. I was living in Carson. And he was the introduction to that because I saw him rapping and I said, man, where do you learn that from? Where do you learn all? So being able to like revisit that project, because I was West Coast biased. My pops brought me up on NWA and all these different West Coast artists. So there was always kind of an East Coast bias coming up. So I had to go revisit a lot of these classic albums. If it wasn't Big Daddy Kane, like it was a lot of folks that Pops did rock with, Rakim, Kumo D. This is when I had to revisit way after it was out. And
hold up. You heard what he said though? He had to revisit. That means he did his homework, yo. You understand what I'm saying? He did his homework. He did his history, which you were supposed to do, right? You know what I mean? This is why I mess with him because, yo, he's a genuine dude in my opinion. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I was blown away by hearing how clear his thoughts were over the production that he chose. And this was something pivotal for me early on because I had never seen anybody rap like that except for Ab-Soul in person when he was a young.
Ab-Soul got it
Say it again.
From Jay. And Ab-Soul got a little bit of that from Jay.
He told me that. That's how I got to the album. He was like, revisit this if you want to learn whatever it is that you see in me.
Yeah.
So Reasonable Doubt is one of Ab-Soul's favorite albums.
Absolutely.
Is one of my favorite albums. That's just two of us, and we two of the most elite MCs in the game. Now you can just project that same statement across hundreds of MCs, right? About what Reasonable Doubt means to them, right?
Right.
And then what it means to you, even if you got it later, you got it referenced by somebody who you respect, who we all respect as being one of the greatest lyricists, which is Ab-Soul, right?
Right.
So that's why it kind of feels a little strange to see it being kind of used and maneuvered like this, right? But to each his own.
Sure.
Right? If that's what they want to do, so be it. Whatever the situation is with Jay, if we separated them two from it and we just looked at like what this piece means for us as lyricists and MCs, like we appreciate it, right? Like we adore it. It's one of those works that should be, and I'll stop there so you can read the comment now.
Yeah, we get it.
Let's get to it because people are already jumping the gun into the question I got. So let me make sure this is on my window is correct.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. I can't.
They go on to quote you here, and they said that you added, speaking as highly as you do of the project, you added someone who is not having the best of years, Drake, in Champagne Poppy, and you said Drake will keep it safe for generations to come. Lupe wrote in a comment, which can be viewed below. This is Grail, an influence and innumerable.
He just got booed into Toronto. Come on.
Pedal, such a lack of grace genuinely hurts my feelings a little bit. So you kind of echoing a lot of the same sentiments I have about it. You go on to say, but also on savage shit, fuck it. Either donate it to a museum for safekeeping or seriously let Drake make an offer so he can put it where it needs to be. Or just keep the shit OG. You should be infinitely proud of this. Without it, there is no me as I am, as I'm sure other MCs will agree. So obviously the first question is,
I don't agree.
Do you believe that it's in safe hands with a Drake?
So let's do a little analysis.
Zooming out. Let's do it.
Okay.
Stutter.
What is the only thing in that comment that you have a problem with?
See what I'm saying? Like, see, this is what I hate when people do that type shit, y'all. It's like, you know what he hates about it. You know what you said. You know how people feel about, or how people will feel about what you saying or said. You know, it's all futuristic now. I mean, past tense. I'm sorry, but wow, hold up.
it being in the hands of Drake.
Right. So just Drake.
Just Drake. Yeah.
Right. Nothing else.
The safekeeping, having it be put somewhere that is safe. Hell yeah. How can I disagree with that? Yeah.
You agree with it influence numerable MCs?
Absolutely.
You agree with that it shouldn't be peddled like this? Like it should be treated with a certain level of grace?
Absolutely.
You also agree with like, damn, you should just keep it. Like you should be proud of that, right?
I'd rather him keep it for sure.
So you agree with everything that I said except Drake?
In this statement, yes.
Okay, so I'll ask you a question. Why?
Wow, excuse me.
I have had the thought from watching the way that Drake has maneuvered for years of this colonizer theme that's been going on. And I want to be respectful because I know that's somebody that you have a relationship with or somebody that you respect.
I'm going to get into my relationship with Drake.
Sure.
I want to make those. I don't want you to project.
No, I don't want to project, but I want to say that the thing that has been at the forefront, and I think the thing that has really been moving a lot of the records that were dropped by Kendrick has been the conversation around culture. And I think
wait. Before we fold Kendrick in, before we fold in all these other pieces, right? You said that you was feeling a certain way about Drake before these even dropped.
It ties in. It ties in. What okay? So let me start with there. Let me start there. With my initial thoughts on him was that I saw the way that he would find himself in different communities, different ghettos around the U.S. before he went international. And what I perceived was that he would go into these areas, find an up-and-coming artist right before they blew, jump on a song with them. The general public sees it as, damn, he just put on for that artist. What a good guy. What somebody who's looking out for him. I thought that's how they perceived it. But what I saw was that a lot of these artists fell by the wayside. Now, that is not solely Drake's responsibility. I'll say that. But a lot of these artists, it felt like had their. Can I? You want to?
Yeah. But
yeah, I just say that. Look, I'm sure you want to get into some specifics. So we'll get into that. But I want to just make sure I land this point at least. So the point that I'm landing is this: is that I felt like he went into different areas, got with the people who were the most influential in these neighborhoods, found a way to adjust their style, whether it's a JB the Block Boy in Memphis, whether it's a Young Thug in Atlanta, the Migos, whether it's all these different people that he goes into. And it felt like from the outside, my own personal view before any of this happened was that it's really weird how these artists kind of go by the wayside after the collaboration. Some of them took off. Some of them fall by the wayside. And then Drake goes on to borrow that sound, or what I felt was colonize that sound and make it a part of his collection. Is he the first to do it? No. But I think that the whole packaging, the whole body of what he represents, and just what I saw from the point of view, I'm just looking at this like, this is not okay. There's a way to show homage and pay homage. Even when I think about Fonte.
Facts.
Even when I think about the homage that he paid early on in the way that Fonte started to be seen in the media as, oh, this is the guy that is influenced by a Drake. I have articles that we've reacted to where, you know, I know that's not Drake's fault, but I still see that. And I'm like, he benefits from that narrative though. So the things that he's doing in which he's utilizing a sing-song flow and he's giving you lyricism and even bars that are structured like a Fonte early on a So Far Gone. I look at that and I say, you're taking full advantage of the fact that you can do that. And you've done it with multiple people. Now, fast forward, it's now something that is a mainstream conversation and a dialogue and debate, whether or not this is something that he does for strictly capital. Is he really entrenched in the culture? Is it something that he does? Like, last thing I'll say, and I'm going a little rant, but last thing I want to say about this, because I want to make sure I land this. The heirlooms. Me as a Tupac fan, as a West Coast artist, seeing him buy the Tupac ring, even this last week, him trolling with the Tupac shirt, and even allegedly buying the vehicle that Tupac died in, the BMW. That was part of the story we're going to cover. Seeing the way that he parades those around for music videos and Family Matters, I look at that and I'm like, that's colonizer behavior. And that's the last person that I, on the outside looking in, would want another heirloom to be in the hands of. Because I look at that and I'm like, there's things that you haven't addressed to help us get a better understanding of what your stance is and why you're collecting these. Are you collecting these to have points over a Kendrick? Or are you collecting these because you're genuinely appreciating the culture? But he doesn't address that. And I think now it's coming to a head where everybody's asking the same question. That's all I had to say about that.
All right. And I'm going to end it with that right there with Curtis. Man, we could talk about that real quick before we get into Drake, because what I'm going to break down about Drake as far as for like what everybody's saying, because like even with the symbolism that he has out here, I don't think people really expounded on it. And it's probably something to have, but I think I'm going to do it a little bit more different, symbolistic and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I stopped because his point is like the point of points, right? It's like he landed the shit out that, you know what I mean? And Lupe, once again, he hears this shit and he'll try to bob and weave and all that. He says, where's Drake's father from? Memphis. So Drake has Memphis roots.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But he didn't grow up in Memphis. You feel me? Now he might have did a summer, but according to him and his music, what does he say about his father, yo?
You talk about fucking Toronto, Canada, more than anything.
Yeah, he basically didn't when he was younger really see his father like that. Remember his father left his mom's.
Yeah.
They in Canada. He's in Memphis. So if you haven't seen him, that means you didn't really grow up and indulge in Memphis culture like that.
No.
Right? But once again, that's a way to take something and build off of it to get what you want and say, I can do Memphis music because my daddy from Memphis.
But you not from Memphis. And
right, bro.
It's a difference because you can't just be out here claiming shit or like saying that you can do this and you can do that when you ain't even been raised there.
Right.
You was born there, but you ain't stay there. You didn't grow up there. You didn't experience life there to know like the ins and out of Memphis, to know the type of shit that's going on, the background of it. You feel like you got some type of stature because you were born there. I can be born from fucking New York and shit, but I can't say that I can't rep New York because I don't know shit about New York. I'm in Baltimore. So it's like you can't. The idea and even the idea of thinking that Drake should, first of all, like bro said, he nailed it on the T. Drake is not it's a difference when you buying all these things, memorabilia and collections and stuff like that, just because you appreciate what hip hop has to offer or everything that came with hip hop along the way. It's a difference when you do that, but then it's a difference when you buy these things and just showcase it like, yeah, I got this shit, some shit that nobody else do.
Right.
Just that's not you appreciating the culture. That's you being a hoarder. You say that you feel some. Okay, you say like Drake, you should give it to him because he'll have a safe place. But a lot of the things that Drake has not been a safe place. It's been him showcasing it more than having a safe place.
Facts, bro. Facts. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is a joke. I'm gonna say this is a joke, but shit, anything's possible. If he get his hands on it, you see what he did with Tupac boys, right? And Snoop Dogg boys, right? He'd take that shit and be like, I'm going to do a whole new Reasonable Doubt. Me and Jay, you know what I'm saying? Featuring me or Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he has that piece in his possession. He'll feel like, well, I can reconstruct this motherfucker because I got money in it. It's partly mine. You feel me?
That right there is why you label as a fucking colonizer.
You know, he tried to like that. He was trolling Jay at one time, wasn't he?
But see, the thing is, Jay had a major role on the album itself. So to not give it to him, and it got the recognition that it did, and it's classified as one of the greatest albums today.
Mm-hmm.
and you not give it to the person who made an impact. That's disrespectful.
Facts.
Cause it's like now you just like I wasted my time to and to them they don't see it as wasting their time back then. They just see it as an opportunity, and it depending on how you are, it can blow up or it can stay where it's at. That was one of those albums that blew up. So to put it as a pivotal position where you put it in the hands of someone else, it's like pretty much they having say over you.
Hold on. Oh, I'm glad you said that, because these elite people, they have say over people, right? Now I'm gonna show the people, since everybody loves wearing, Drake's gear with the Illuminati owl on it, right? I'm gonna show and prove it's not a mystery. I'm just gonna get into it. You feel me? I'm just gonna go ahead and rock this. I hope y'all listening.
When the world is looking the other way. The Bohemian Club was founded in San Francisco way back in 1870.
Did you see the owl?
When the world is looking the other way.
Bam! Okay. So this is what I want to say about the owl. They chose the owl, right? Not because of nature and all the natural positive things about the owl, but they did take the natural positive things about the owl and flip it. They chose the owl because it could see in the dark and see behind his back. Right? These people, right? I'm gonna let this play out some more. Wait a minute. I just want everybody to see the owl. That's what you wearing. That's what you representing right there when you wear that shit.
Bohemian Club was founded in San Francisco way back in 1872 by a group of journalists with an interest in the arts. But over the course of its near 150-year history, the demographic of its members has shifted dramatically. The artists are still there, but these days, the journalists have mostly been replaced by a generous help.
Yo, did you see that, son?
No, sir.
Son, hold up. Let me just
man.
You see him, don't you? You see him, don't you?
I see it.
You see him.
I most definitely see it.
These days, the journalists have mostly been replaced by a generous helping of some of the most influential men alive. We're talking multiple US presidents, CEOs of the world's largest companies, Ivy League university directors, curators of renowned museums, leading scientists, and a whole host of prominent politicians and policymakers from across the globe. It used to be said that if you weren't on the waiting list for membership by the age of 30, you'd be dead before being accepted. But it isn't just a long list of illustrious
30,
members
right?
that makes the Bohemian Club.
Wham! I'm gonna leave that up again. And then he said what? Before 30. Before 30. How old is Drake? You feel me? Before 30.
So intriguing, because every year a couple of thousand of its members descend on a private tract of redwood forest in Northern California for what can best be described as...
Did he say California?
He said California.
He said California. Oh.
I heard California.
I heard California. Okay.
A 2-week scout camp with a twist. That twist being remarkable amounts of alcohol, a series of bizarre rituals.
Hold up. Did he say bizarre rituals?
He said bizarre rituals.
A lot of alcohol?
A lot of alcohol.
Oh, okay. You see an owl, don't you?
Clear as day.
Clear as day. Okay.
And some of the world's most powerful men in drag. Welcome to Bohemian Grove. The camp kicks off every year in the same strange and slightly terrifying fashion, with the ritual burning of a human sacrifice.
Wait a minute. Now, we've heard these things for years. Now, I'm showing y'all how the artist is attached to these things. Now, I'm going to say symbolistic wise. But even still, why would you mess with these type of symbols? And then we dealing with alcohol, the flesh-eating spirit. That's why they call alcohol spirits. And that's what they love in the industry, don't they? Everybody want to come out with a spirit. De Leon spirit, right? Ciroc spirit, right? Yeah. Yeah, hold up. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Yeah, hold up.
With the ritual burning of a human effigy in sacrifice. Sorry, that was quite an important difference, wasn't it? This ceremony, known as the cremation of care, is purely symbolic. The effigy represents the club members' many cares and responsibilities. By burning it, the worries of the outside world are banished. To spice things up a bit, the whole ceremony takes place under the watchful gaze of a towering 12-meter owl statue, the Bohemian Club's mascot.
Okay. So you're wearing the Bohemian Grove mascot on your clothes, right? I just wanted to show and prove that to everybody. And then I'm going to break Drake's name down from a Illuminati perspective, because his real name is what? Aubrey, right?
Aubrey Graham.
Right. I'm gonna let him rock. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I'm gonna let him cook.
This Giga Owl takes an active part in the ceremony too, speaking in the pre-recorded voice of legendary newsreader Walter Cronkite. And just in case all of that wasn't weird enough, Bohemian Club members who take part in the ceremony all wear what look like Ku Klux Klan robes that someone accidentally put through the wash.
Colonizer.
With a red sock. It probably sounds like I'm making all of this up, but seriously, the cremation of care ceremony happens each and every year to open the Bohemian Grove camp. Alex Jones of InfoWars fame even managed to film it once after sneaking into the Grove back in the year 2000. Scarily enough, having witnessed the ceremony firsthand, Jones was convinced it wasn't an effigy that was being burnt at all, but an actual living human child, sacrificed by these men who rule the world as part of some disturbing occultist ritual. Once the cremation of care is out of the way and everyone's worries have been thoroughly incinerated.
Hey, didn't Drake have something named Take Care?
He had an album called Take Care.
Oh, okay.
The camp truly begins. The location itself is stunning, by the way. Nestled amongst towering California redwoods, the world's largest trees.
Okay, so I'm just going to leave it right there. I think I've showed and proved enough on that point, right? Just to show a connection, right? To get the minds turning. All right. So now let me get into breaking his name down. Because, you know, Draco, right? This is dealing with the reptilian side, right? And the PDF files, right? Reptilians PDF, right?
Allegedly.
Everything, right? Allegedly. Now, I just want to show and prove something real quick. I'm going to get into his name, Drake, how it is connected to the reptilian source, right? The reptilian masters, allegedly, and all that, right? So here we go. Let me go ahead and get this one off. We're gonna end it with this shit, bro. Yeah, we gonna end this. We're gonna end this on this note. Draco, constellation, right? A constellation. Okay. We know that it's a constellation, right? Now, when you're dealing with Illuminati and all that, right? They deal with constellations, astrology, If anybody watched any horror movies like Damien, stuff like that or whatever, right? They always looked at the stars, especially when you're dealing with the Vatican and all that, right? They have their own telescope, right? I heard it's supposed to be better than the Hubble telescope, right? But we do know Draco is a constellation. Now, hold up, let me get out of that real quick. Because, people talk about the reptilian and all that, but they got to come from somewhere, right? So it's either from under the ground or from another place in time, galaxy-wise or whatever, right? Now, hold up. Check this out. Y'all see it? Watch this.
In the Draco constellations. Supposedly, they came to Earth thousands of years ago and shared the Earth with people.
Okay, right? Am I landing my point? As Curtis King says, am I landing my point? Okay, all right, right. So the owl and his name and what it represents. And you see his ways and actions, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you look up Drake's sign, he's a Scorpio, a Cancer, and a Leo. Aggressive, passive, and will sting your ass. Scorpio. Right?
Right.
This is why he don't back down. Because he has the backing of all the things that I've just shown after we were discussing Black Republicans. Besides the fact, like I've been saying, they tried it with Vanilla Ice first. It didn't work because they have to rule hip hop. Know why? Because hip hop controls billions, millions, thousands of minds. You understand what I'm saying? So if you could tap into that, you can control masses of people.
Yeah.
You feel me? Now, I kept showing this. Hip Hop Decoded. Hip Hop Decoded by my man Black Dot. Right? Hip Hop Decoded. Decoded. Jay-Z came up with a book called Decoded. Right? Now, I'm just going to say this. Chapter 22. Chapter 22. Y'all can see it. Chapter 22 talks about the dangers of hip hop videos. I'm just going to read a little bit of it real quick. BET does an excellent job of showing soft porn, violent and derogatory videos of Black people all day long. For 85% of the population, seeing is believing. For those on the outside of hip hop culture, but still inside the matrix of hip hop, they are programmed to believe young Black men hate their women, but love their cars. We all carry guns, sell drugs, get drunk, and kill each other, right? Let me flip the page over real quick. And our women are nothing more than big booty hoes who love to strip and shake their ass all day. And this book is old. This is from the early 2000s when I got this book. And people are talking about Trump and Biden, but y'all don't want to try to get BET together. Y'all can't wait to watch that shit though. But hold up. When you add a foreign type music filled with African drums and a slang filled with language that's hard for them to comprehend to the negative visuals, to them we look like nothing more than a new age so-called savage tribe. And I'm gonna leave it at that because what do we call out? Well, what do they call themselves now? Savages. And speaking of savages, yo, what is a savage? In our lessons, in the 5% lessons in the Nation of Gods of Earth, what is a savage? A savage is a person who has lost all civilization, yo. So it means that basically you living off your stomach reaction for the world. Like everything you deal with is your lower self, and people fine with that shit. You rather go fight politics instead of fighting what you need to fight that's right in front of your ass every day. Because you want to shake your ass. You want to have somebody give you things and all that nonsense, yo. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, yo, this is why I don't be getting the conversations with people like that. Now, y'all seen how I broke all this shit down. I'm just gonna let y'all know when it comes to PowerPoints, I'm the truth when it comes to PowerPoints. And yo, you seen that PowerPoint I showed you, you feel me? Broke that shit down, didn't I?
To a T.
Yo, I find shit when I really be on something, I'll be on it. You know what I'm saying? Last thing somebody want me to do is make a PowerPoint on that about anything.
Let
You
me
know what I
just
mean?
say, that PowerPoint is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I didn't even, because it's not just one, it's multiple. So I was only on one and I was mind blown. So he ain't lying. He ain't
Listen,
lying.
I already got the Patreon. Like I'm telling y'all, I got so much stuff, right? But it's coming, it's coming. Trust me, I got some shit for y'all, right? But at the same time, it's like y'all see this thing, man. Y'all see the constellation Dracos. The reptilians come from the from the constellation Dracos. You know what I'm saying? It deals with a dragon, God. You understand what I'm saying? We dealing with this type of stuff in the industry, all this symbolism, all this secret shit and all that or whatever. And people still want to run to go do that and be like, Drake is the man. He is leading people into a big ass fire. And you're gonna get burnt, yo. This is how it is. You're gonna get burnt. And I mean, I'm trying to tell you, like, this is why things are the way they are. Because once you start understanding that you've been psychologically programmed by this bullshit, pardon me, by this bullshit, then what you got to say? Like I said, you rather speak against Trump, but you don't speak against the motherfucking degradation and disrespect. You know what I'm saying? And like I told people a long time ago, yo, a lot of radio stations don't play a great majority of the music that we had. You know what I mean? Some people, some radio stations will play, you know, like alternative hip hop and all that other type of stuff, so they won't have to hear a sexy red.
Yeah, but continue.
I broke this down. Did I break this down?
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. The deception of what we see.
2 minutes. Got 2 minutes. Got 2 minutes.
Oh well, then let's just
We're gonna wrap it up then. Go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Well, I was just ready to say the deception of what we see or what is pictured is just symbols. It's not, and unless you really into, you know, conspiracies or the way that the underground that no one else knows about, you wouldn't fully understand it because we're brainwashed to believe that everything now is acceptable and that these things that we see are just normal. It's what it's exceptional. But the problem is, though, a lot of things happen behind closed doors too, and we are not aware of that.
Right, bro.
It's a bigger picture to everything. Put it like that. And whatever it is, they don't want it to be shown because let's just put it into perspective. If we was to, as a whole, collectively find different parts of information or get access to information, we would be destroyed, or certain things people even die for. I hate to say.
Yeah. Well, fuck it. I mean, it is what it is. We ain't going down that road. We about to sign off, y'all. You know what I mean? We're about to sign off, y'all. We out of here. You know what I mean? Drop the jewels. If you haven't seen this whole shit, Go back to the beginning. I'm telling you, I rocked it, I killed it, and this was minor shit. You understand what I'm saying? Don't ever fuck with my mental. Peace.
Peace.